Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boundary Line Podcast. My name is Dillon, and we've got Sheldon here. And we are at the end of the Dream 11 IPL, almost at the end of the Dream 11 IPL. And we have the top four teams who have qualified for the playoffs. And it just took 56 games to decide the top four. And Sheldon, so it's going to be a really interesting next few days. Mumbai, Delhi, RCB, and Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah, it is 56 games it took, right? And boy, oh boy, did it come to the last day. It was just attempts last week. Every team with their calculators out, thinking how are we going to qualify, how are we not. And I think one thing that shows how close it was the fact that the team that finished in last, Rajasthan, still had a chance to qualify going into their last game.
That just shows, this year as well, it got so close right down till the Rajasthan's last game and even the 56th match between Mumbai and Sunrisers. Mumbai definitely had a chance to knock out Sunrisers so that Kolkata Knight Riders could make it. But David Warner and Ridhiman Saha, I think, had other plans. Such a dominating victory, I would say, Sheldon, and that's what you call making the most of it in these kind of matches.
Hyderabad, I mean, they had the toughest task of any team, right? Last three games, DC, RCB, Mumbai, no problem for them, right? And they absolutely breezed through.
Exactly, and these are all must-win games, must-win games. So you're talking about beating Mumbai, Delhi and RCB, and they seem to do it with ease.
I think one problem though for Hyderabad is, they beat those three, but they have to beat them again. If they want to win the cup, they have to beat the same three teams. It's a lot to ask.
But, they've been there before, 4 years back in 2016. Sunrisers, I think, finished on third or fourth, if I'm not mistaken, and still managed to go on to win the IPL that year. So they've been there before, and David Warner is a master when it comes to the IPL. I think David Warner is right up there. To score 5,000 runs is not easy, and he's doing it consistently. 500 runs every IPL, for the last 4 years is definitely not an easy task.
Is David Warner the best foreign player to play in the IPL?
Yes. Looking at what he brings and comes, I think, his captaincy skills, his leadership skills, and the way he bats, it just puts fear into the opposition, I would say. And yes, I would 10 out of 10 times have David Warner in my team. Let's see how it goes for SRH now. They've got a big task ahead of them, and other teams must be looking at them and must be wondering, hold on, is this the same team which was languishing at the bottom as the games were progressing. But I'm really glad Sunrisers Hyderabad made it, and not too bad for when we did the podcast first, we actually predicted who were the top four teams going to be, and I think two teams have managed to easily get into that. So kudos to you, Sheldon.
Yeah, two. I think the two that we predicted who didn't go through Chennai and KKR. I think we predicted those two, but they didn't get in. But yeah, the other two. Not bad. 2 out of 4. We'll take that.
2 out of 4. Yeah. We predicted Mumbai and RCB going to. Now, looking ahead, Sheldon, what are you expecting in the playoffs now? The first match is between Mumbai Indians and the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, I think that win for Delhi in the last game was so much needed. They were in terrible form going into that game. I think 4 in a row they've lost before that. And it was just a much-needed morale boost win for them. There were a lot of things looking wrong in their team before that game with the balance, and they dropped Akshar Patel for a few games, which I found very strange because he's been superb in the tournament. I feel they looked close to their best last game, Delhi, and they really need that going to play probably the best team in the tournament, if not the best team, Mumbai Indians, right?
Exactly. I think Mumbai Indians have been fantastic all throughout the season. They've done really well, and even at the fact that Rohit Sharma was on the bench, they managed to get a few wins under their belt, which shows that the bench strength which they have. Like you said, Delhi Capitals needed that win, and going into the first qualifier, they would feel that they have the momentum with them, with Mumbai coming off a loss against Sunrisers. Although you may say that they rested Bumrah and Hardik Pandya and Bolt and whoever, but Mumbai won't take that too seriously because they know how to win. Both teams have played really well, and these were the teams where even right from the start all through the midway of the Dream 11 IPL, they have been doing really well. So it's pretty tough to say who's going to win that. I really want a new team now to get into the finals. So I'm looking forward to DC doing really well.
Yeah.
The other question, Sheldon, which I want to ask you is the eliminator between RCB and Sunrisers Hyderabad. It's going to be a tough one for RCB, no doubt, for Sunrisers are looking on a roll and they don't seem like they're going to stop there anymore. This is a big statement, I think, for all the other teams that we were the team which was right at the bottom at one point of time in the IPL, but here we are. We are into the playoffs, and you better watch out.
Yeah, a replay of the 2016 final, isn't it? Hyderabad and RCB.
Yeah.
And two teams in opposite ends of form right now. RCB in their worst form, 4 in a row, 4 losses.
Yeah.
They seem to be lacking a bit of ideas. They're playing too tentative, while Hyderabad are just playing their best cricket, absolutely cruising and smacking each team left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I think the key, though, for RCB is to just go out there and play with freedom. The way they started this tournament, first 7 games, they were brilliant. They were one of the top 2 teams, in fact, in the tournament. They'd beaten Mumbai, they'd beaten Rajasthan, they beat multiple teams. I think the only teams they couldn't beat in the first round were Punjab and Delhi. So that shows that this is not a bad team. They definitely earned their place in the playoffs in the first half. Yeah, they had a bad finish, but they know if they play their best, they can beat anyone.
Yeah, you're right, Sheldon. Another big question is should they bring in Aaron Finch or not? Given his sort of experience in these big matches, so he needs to play. He needs to play in the 11. If not opening, they have to put him in the middle order so that Kohli plays really well. He's not going for those big shots. And now you can see him. He's trying to take 1s and 2s more and not going for the big shots. So that's a bit of a concern for RCB, given the sort of player Virat is. He scores so much every year. He scores the most runs for RCB, and this year he's just a bit lagging behind, though he's still there in the top 5. Do you think Moeen Ali has to come in now, keeping in mind that he's a big match guy? Moeen Ali, he can give you that added advantage with the ball, and he can feel really well.
Yeah, big matches, you need experienced players. And I think one of the reasons why Kohli maybe has been a bit tentative also is because he hasn't trusted his middle order.
Yeah.
And I just think if you bring Finch in, you bring Moeen, you add them to the middle order, you have Dubey, that's a very solid middle order, who he can trust, because you have international stars in there. So definitely, I think Moeen has to come in. He gives you the option with the ball as well, and he just adds perfect balance to the side. He's experienced, Moeen Ali. He's played in World Cups. He's played in Test matches. I mean, surely he's got to come in for big games like this. And Aaron Finch. Australian captain.
100%. So then you have AB, Finch, Moeen Ali, Dubey, Washington Sundar, Chris Morris. So that's a solid middle order, which then opens up for him, so that he can go out there at the opening and just do his job, without any issue. So hoping to see that change at least, come in, because RCB need that desperately right now, and I hope they get it right. Fingers crossed for RCB to take this too.
So do Hyderabad start as favourites against RCB with their form?
100%. 100%. I would say Hyderabad will start as favourites in this match. So no doubt about it. They're looking really dangerous, like we discussed. And the form of David Warner and Riddhi Mansaha just going out all guns blazing in the first 6 overs will really put RCB on the back foot. So there you have it, folks. That was us just discussing the top 4 teams in the playoffs. We've come a long way now in the Dream 11 IPL 2020, and we've got the top 4 teams. The first match is on Thursday between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals, and the second match is on Friday between Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As usual, please like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Everything's mentioned below in the link. You can also follow us on our Instagram handle. It's at boundary_line_podcast, where we give you the latest updates on the IPL. Stay tuned, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Sheldon.
Thank you, guys. Take care.